There are many ways to get your music heard, but the absolute surefire way to get your music heard is to like and subscribe to this channel, where we do videos like this every single week. But seriously, before we delve into these ideas on how to get your music heard, we need to find out what we're trying to achieve. So let's just say we have £100 to invest in getting your music heard. And so we invest it into Facebook and Instagram advertising. Now in doing that, to get your music out there, £100 will get you approximately seen by 30,000 people. 30,000 people, I mean, that's a crazy amount of people. You're talking about the capacity of Wembley Arena 2.5 times over. Or what about a support gig? Maybe a really major support gig, maybe even at an arena supporting one of your favorite ever artists. I mean, that's a lot of people to see you play and perform, but what does that actually look like in the cold light of day the next morning? If you're lucky and the band are nice enough, maybe you'll get to hang out. Maybe you'll get a picture of the two of you together. But is this your big break? Or let's just say your music gets featured on a national TV program, maybe something like Love Island, which is seen by 3.5 million people every single night. 3.5 million people. That, put into perspective, is more than the population of Puerto Rico, the country, and is bigger than the population on the bottom 100 countries in the entire world. 3.5 million people. Well, that's it, right? Job done. No, of course not, because most of them aren't paying attention. For the few people who do Shazam it, it will go through to their Spotify. They're not coming with you onto your socials to find out that big question of who you are and why they should follow you. So even getting featured on a show that size might only equate to a few hundred people following you on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook. Now, I'm not belittling these amazing and exciting opportunities, but for me, this is a mindset. This is about approaching every single day, not looking for that big quick win, but instead fitting these big opportunities that come along once in a while in this overall strategy. Have you set your house in order? If someone comes along to your socials, will they find out those questions of who you are? And will they get what they want? And more importantly, what can they expect moving forward from you and from your socials? People follow your social media for what they are going to get and not what you have done. So what are they going to get if they follow you on your socials? And don't forget, people follow your socials for your story. Now this is the key bit. Instead of looking for the big swing, we're going to set ourselves up so every single day we're giving small punches. Gary Vee calls this jab, 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 right hook, which means instead of these massive big swings all the time, which usually miss, it's more a case of wearing it down, piece by piece by piece. And then when these big opportunity comes along, which is the big swing, you capitalize on it and you maximize it. Now, in answer to your question, how do you get your music heard? Well, if I were you, I would allocate a couple of hours every single day to getting your music out there. And how do you do that? Well, you don't underestimate the small things. Every gig that you do, every performance that you do online, every radio station you contact, every blog that you contact, every vlog that you contact, micro-influencers or collabs, or even just plain adverts on Facebook and Instagram, which are very cheap for what you get. Don't underestimate the power of a story or a new song or just some love to your audience. There are loads of ways of getting your music heard, but I don't think this is the answer that you're looking for. So what about asking yourself this question? What have you learned from the thousands of people who have heard your music? Are you getting the attention? Is it having the desired effect that you want? And if not, how can we improve? How can we improve the music? How can we improve the message? How can we improve the social media? This is about you learning from what you are doing so that later on down the line it becomes easier and more successful from the lessons you learned. Let me leave you with this thought. Because I do this channel, I talk to a lot of music industry peeps, from managers and A&R through to accountants and lawyers for musicians. And one thing that never ceases to amaze me is how much they know about what is going on. Many times people are asking me, oh, you're seeing loads and loads of bands and you're seeing finding loads of artists. Who's hot? Who's doing good stuff? And I start reeling off names. And the amount of times they go, yeah, know about them. Yeah, no, heard them. Yeah, seen them live. Yeah, know all about them. It's not a secret. And the reason is because that's their job. Their job is to seek out and find the next big thing, because it's like an investment in their money and their time. And so you would be surprised how many people know who you are and know about your music and know about your story. So what does that tell you about what you should be doing? More of it? Doing it better? Being more consistent? Looking after your audience a bit more? Or just reach? Just finding another big swing, which for me is not the answer. So getting heard is just reach, but getting people to be emotionally attached in you and your music and your journey, now that is different. And that's hard work, which comes from every single day bringing value to your audience and improving 1% and giving more. That's the bit you need to be concentrating on. So I want you to do one thing for me before we finish. I want you to leave a comment down below telling me what is the one thing that you can do today that brings your audience value. Not you value, but your audience. What's one thing that you can do that your audience will enjoy? And do that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you can like and subscribe, more importantly, come and be a part of this community because it's growing and I'm so proud of what we are achieving with new up and coming bands and new up and coming music. So thanks for watching and I'll see you guys tomorrow.